My name is Gabriel Ochieng, and I was born in 18th December 1996. I'm the fourth born in a family of 8.
I'm Gabriel Ochieng. I was born in 1996, and that year it is when my father retired from work. They were forced to go back home when I was 2 years old. After all that, I was informed that my father got into drugs like alcohol and cigarette, and that really is life that he could not even manage to bring the family bread. Apart from that, we are 8 in number. My elder sister drop is 96. The third born is a boy who also dropped in 94. I, Gabriel Ochieng, I dropped in 97 due to some of things that cannot be avoided, mainly starvation. And apart from that, the mother, I felt so heavily and sorry because I could see my mother suffering, and sometimes we could go without even food, ending up just taking hot water and sleeping, to an extent of going even for 3 days before we get something to eat.
I joined primary school with a task of excelling in my studies. I was passionate and had a conviction on my ambitions and dreams. On reaching standard 7, I had to drop out in 2014. If wishes were horses, then beggars would ride on them. Mother could not manage my school fees. Her hands were tied.
I was forced to drop out of school, and I started doing such kind of works like mining of sand, digging for people.
Tafaregi golo tipango gaja tidiro gi wheelbarrow.
Bade. Oh, nango baba. Intie maber. Tuwoto maber. Ibiro lima kawuono nyathina. Tamor manade. Ndalo mang'eny. Itiyo
nane tich to miya ma kaudi.
Erokamano baba, Nyasaye madigwedhi ma Nyasaye biro gwedhi ma yudoni. Nyasaye biro medo gwedhi owada. Tijini duto mibiro yudo. Nyasaye biro medo gwedhi nyathina.
After 4 months, I embarked on fishing along the riverbanks. At times, life gives lemon, and in our quest to survive, we make lemonade.
I went further and I also fished along the rivers, River Nzoia. Apart from that, one of my father's friend one day visited us and informed me that in Siaya there's a place where I can get a cart that I can be using for selling water. So I was happy and I decided to go with him, and as I was now staying with him, I was just selling water around. Then after every end of the week, I could send some money home. Luckily, it was one Saturday that he came back home and informed me that he has heard that there is announced this recruitment of guards in one of the organization, Predicaments Security, and I accepted. Then he went and asked for chance for me. After all that, those people, they interviewed me and accepted me due to my story, the way I had explained to them, and the suffering that we are going through. Luckily, I went for training for 2 weeks. Then I was accepted. Then I was brought to Maranda High School as a guard. There, I wasn't happy because I could see my age mate studying and I was now working as a guard. I felt somehow pain in my heart that sometimes I took time to cry for God to help me one day so that I can join them.
My name is Nelson Mandela Odongo. I do work with Breaking Security Firm as the operations manager, Bondo branch. I came to know somebody called Gabriel Ochieng at Siaya while doing mass recruitment. He was selling water by that time. I was somehow eager to know why a small boy like him can sell water. I approached him, and by that time is the time he told me that he dropped out from school while in class 7. So after explanation and a short discussion with him, we decided to offer him a job as a security guard, and we deployed him at Maranda High School, whereby he performed his job well, and it reached a time he told us that he wanted to go back to school. Because we were happy with him and we were praying for him, so if he can at least proceed with his education, we released him in a goodwill, and we gave him his final dues for him at least to get a better future.
I watched students go to class, smartly dressed in their uniform, and envisaged in my heart that my dark days will soon set. During a visiting in Maranda, I was asked by a parent why I was working as a guard.
mind going back to school?
So I've been thinking of it, if the challenges goes back because some of the benefits.
So I have somewhere I can connect you to so that you go back to school. And you can have my contact so that we communicate. So my number is 0724.
By God's mercy, she instructed me to go to Nairobi. It was my first time in Nairobi, and that night I could not sleep. On reaching the school I was directed, I met the head teacher. She gave me a pair of uniform and allowed me to stay with her as I enrolled back to class 7.
So I was just staying with her for about, I was just staying for her until the school opens. Then after 1 week, she took me to school. We were just staying within the school. There I was given an examination and I got 320 marks. After all that, I was now a candidate in Standard 8 in the year 2017. I did my best. I used to wake up early, do my course, then I go to class. It was not easy for me because sometimes I could feel pain, calling of my parents, and because I knew sometimes they have gone without food, yet me I was eating. So I put in more effort on my working. So I just stayed up like that until the time came when we were doing our examination. I did my examination to my level best and I got 362 marks. Luckily, Madam was somehow good to me and she wanted me to proceed learning. She organized and I was gazetted. Thereby, one of God, I can say that he's a godly person, came into my life and he accepted to take me to Maranda High School, back to Maranda High School as now a student.
Here, teachers are friendly and my fellow students too. The guidance and counseling department continues to make a great impact in my life.
Moses Okechinduri, the head of department guidance and counseling, Maranda High School. When Gabriel joined this school in Form 1, we understood that he needed some assistance from the guidance and counseling department, having served here as a watchman and then later joined as a Form 1 student. We understood our need to come in because he is not of the same age as the majority. And so we wanted to make him feel very free, make him feel part of this family, to enable him study and excel not only academically, but even in other spheres. So we came together and decided to have a chat with him, together with the peer counselors headed by the ombudsman, because those are part of the guidance and counseling department. He's managed to cope very well with the system, and we appreciate, we believe that with the support that he has received from the guidance and counseling department, he'll be able to make it, not just here, but even outside wildlife.
Really struggled for my family, and I'm just calling for somebody who can come into my life, because it is not quite easy with me and my parents, because we are lacking something known as parentalhood, not that by willing, but it is by nature. And I've struggled so much pulling a cat. During night you can't sleep because your joints are tired. Going to Mjengo, sometimes you end up being hit by stone, or you are paying your rent on, then at the end you are being paid less. I worked as a security guard, whereby they only pay money, but how you sustain yourself, it is upon you, and it led me to eat with the pigs, because I was just trying to look for my survival, and I am not happy with my life, because it is as if it is going astray, and all eyes are on me. My parents are sure of me, and I'm getting bad grades. So I'm just requesting if somebody can come into my life and help me. And I promise that I will do my best and do better and become one of the biggest guys in this nation.
I believe that one day my dreams will come true, and this is my story.